Good morning and welcome to the regular meeting of City Council for Friday, August 20th, 2021. I have a meeting announcement. Council will begin meeting in a hybrid session on August 24th. We encourage speakers to continue registering and speaking virtually as there will be a limited number of seats available in council chambers. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Reverend Burgess. Mr. Coghill. Ms. Gross.
Here.
Mr. Kraus.
Here.
Mr. Lavelle. Mr. O'Connor.
Here.
Ms. Strasburger.
Here.
Mr. Wilson.
Here.
Mrs. Carol Smith, President.
Here.
6 members present.
Thank you. As we join from our remote locations, please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance and remain for a moment of silence. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Our next order of business is proclamations. We don't have any proclamations today, and our next order of business after that is public comment. I would like to remind everyone that the rules of council state that comments are limited to matters of concern, official action, or deliberations which are or may be before city council. Profanity will not be permitted. And as I mentioned, we can have people either in person or they can join us via Zoom. And so I'm going to call the names and we'll go from there. And please state your name and your neighborhood for the record, and you'll have 3 minutes to speak. And our first speaker is Les Ludwig. Les is not in chambers. Is he via Zoom? Les Ludwig. Mr. Ludwig? Do not see him in chambers and not via Zoom. Our next speaker is Kahana Helmakina. Ikahana Helmakina. Ikahana Helmakina. Our next speaker is Cindy Lee. Cindy Lee.
Hello. Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Thank you for joining us.
Amazing. Good morning, everyone. My family and I own a small business located at 5813 Ford Avenue, right around the corner from the get-go, as the quote, gateway to Squirrel Hill, as Councilman O'Connor likes to refer to this location as. Our business has been around for the past 40 years, and our customer base is quite diverse, ranging from residents living in Squirrel Hill to customers coming in from the North Hills, South Side, even as far as Butler in Ohio. 75% of our customers drive to shop and buy groceries at our store, utilizing the street parking along our side. And similar to how our customers range in location, they also range in ages, where we have quite a number of customers in the older demographic. And as you can imagine, in a grocery store, there are some heavy items such as 50 pounds bags of rice. So customers will usually park up the street, get their car, utilize the loading zone, and load their groceries. One of the considerations why we chose to buy this business many years ago was because of this available street parking and loading zone. So when we heard in late May by someone just dropping in and dropping off a very unclear map of how the construction across the street, flats on forward, which is private construction, will impact the whole street and virtually get rid of all parking spots except for 5 spots, we were completely shocked. First, there was no communication to us prior to this map getting dropped off, and no questions or dialogue around what our businesses rely on to survive. So of course, issues where do our trucks and van deliveries stop to drop off the goods we need to operate were not considered. This construction is also not just for 6 or 8 months, it's estimated to be around 15 to 20 months. And as everyone here can probably agree, it is hard to say a construction project usually ends earlier or even on time. This means we will experience a 75% hit to our business's bottom line for almost 2 years. The project likes to phrase it as, well, we were going to get rid of all the spots you're lucky to have the 4 to 5 up the street, but I think what we're really missing out on is the bigger picture. Those 4 to 5 spots will have to be shared across all 5 businesses on our block, and there's no guarantee that the businesses across the street will not use it, and no guarantee that the 40-some construction workers that will be on site will not use these spots. The project manager of this construction has verbally told me that she cannot guarantee this. So just because they're keeping these 4 to 5 spots does not mean that this is an actual solution. The project has also been phrased as hoping it will bring us more businesses when it's finalized, but frankly, I don't know if we'll be able to survive being open long enough to reap any of these benefits. And it comes at the expense of losing the loyal customer base we spent the many past years working to build. We are requesting the city to reevaluate the proposed plan and take into consideration the detrimental impact this will have on the livelihoods of hardworking small business owners who managed to make it through the effects of COVID-19 and are just starting to get back on their feet. I've also reached out to the District 5's Chief of Staff email address and have received 0 to no reply despite multiple follow-ups over the past couple of weeks. So we appreciate any guidance there. This is the end of my statement.
Thank you and have a good day. Next speaker is Kelly Weiss. Kelly Weiss. Is Kelly with us via Zoom? She's not in the chambers. Seeing none. Dr. Miller. Dr. Ronald. Dr. Ronald Miller. Okay, not seeing Dr. Miller either. Aaron Gibson Jr. Aaron Gibson Jr.
Here. Hello.
Good morning.
My
Thank
name.
you for joining us.
Thanks for having me. My name is Aaron Gibson Jr., and I'm the founder of Ash Ship and Pack, located 5829 Ford Avenue. As Miss Lee explained, I don't want to go over everything she explained, but my business and their business is parking. Our model is parking. That's why customers, come to our location. My competitors is FedEx and the post office right up the street. FedEx has a parking lot. The post office been there for years, so they don't, people frequent them, no matter parking. We're a new business. We opened in the middle of the pandemic, with no support through any type of small business organizations, anything like that. If you check our Google reviews, the main thing our customers speak highly of is our customer service and our parking. On-street parking is very, very essential to my business, being as though we're a post office, essentially. So I would definitely like them to reconsider the parking situation for us. I have many videos of showing customers walking in with boxes ranging from 50 to, 100 pounds that park right in front and able to, get them on a dolly and into the location as quick as possible. And like Miss Lee said, we reached out to, the different managers of these projects, no type of response. And the ones that we did have response from weren't, they weren't anything. It was just juggling around a whole bunch of different things and kind of putting us on the back burner. So we wanted to get on public forum and, express how we're feeling and, if we can have any help from the public and the community. I'm done.
Thank you. Thank you very much for your comments. And seeing no other speakers, we'll move on to our next order of business, which is which is presentation of papers. And we'll begin with Councilman Burgess, Chair of Recreation. And can I have Councilwoman Gross for Councilman Burgess?
No new papers, Madam President.
Thank you, Councilwoman. And Councilman Coghill, Chair of Public Works.
No new papers, Madam President.
Thank you, Councilwoman Gross.
And no new papers from either, Madam President.
And Councilwoman Gross.
No new papers, Madam President.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Councilman Kraus, Chair of Human Resources.
Good morning, Madam President.
Morning.
I apologize. I don't have an agenda, but I believe I have one paper for introduction.
No.
No, thank you. No new papers.
No new papers. Thank you, Councilman. And
Thank you.
It's very difficult doing these meetings via Zoom and
But you're doing a great job. Thank you for your leadership.
thank you. Thank you all for all of everything you've been doing. Councilman Lavelle, Chair of Finance and Law, and Councilwoman Strasburger for Councilman Lavelle.
No new papers, Madam President.
Thank you. Councilman O'Connor, Chair of Public Safety Services. Councilman Kraus for Councilman O'Connor.
No new papers, Madam President.
Sorry, I didn't do you on. I apologize.
And I
Thank you.
sound just like him.
Yeah. Thank you, Councilman. Councilwoman Strasburger, Chair of Innovation, Performance, and Asset Management.
No new papers, Madam President.
Thank you, Councilwoman. And Councilman Wilson, I can see you. Chair of Land Use and Economic Development.
No new papers, Madam President.
Thank you, Councilman. And myself, Chair of Hearings, no new papers. We will now move on to unfinished business. Is there any unfinished business before the council? Seeing none, the next order of business is Committee for Final Action. There being no final action, we move on to motions and resolutions.
Madam President, may I just quickly?
Yes, Councilman.
During our recess, I had a interim approval. It's been a long time since we've done something like that. Madam Clerk, can you advise, is that something that's taken under final action here, or is that coming up on Tuesday? I apologize for not knowing.
That's on the agenda for Tuesday.
Okay, thank you very much. So then under motions and resolutions, Madam President, may I?
Yes, Councilman. Well, let me first.
Thank you.
Let me first make the meeting announcement. Council,
Sure.
the regular meeting schedule next week, starting with the regular meeting on Tuesday and the standing committees meeting on Wednesday. To register to speak at these meetings, please call the clerk's office at 412-255-2138 by 9 a.m. the morning of the meeting. You may also submit written testimony by email to the city clerk's office at pittsburghpa.gov. Councilman Kraus.
Yeah, thank you, Madam President. I just want to put out a sincere thanks to all the departments that engaged on the building collapse on the 1600 block of Carson. That was just a major undertaking. I don't know how Public Safety Director Hisrich does everything that we require of him to do, but he was on the spot every minute of every action that needed to take place, whether it was Public Works, whether it was PennDOT, whether it was Chief Gilman, Mayor Peduto, on and on and on and on and on. It was a very, very serious undertaking, but all indications are the building has been saved. It is stabilized, and if things continue down that track, it will actually be able to be rebuilt. And many of you know the importance of that block and the history of that block to the East Carson Street corridor, because it houses the Culture Shop, which is one of the oldest businesses on the street. And it also houses the Rex Theater, which has this unbelievable, amazing history with the South Side and East Carson Street corridor. So if I forgot anybody or skipped over you, I apologize, but it has to be said how much we appreciate all hands on deck for a very, very difficult task that so far has been accomplished. The building is stabilized, Carson Street is back open again, and things are returning to a semblance of normalcy. So I just want to say thank you to everyone involved.
Thank you. I just want to add yourself, because Councilman Kraus, you are always everywhere when something in your district. You're there ahead of time before things happen, trying to prevent certain things from happening. And I've seen it firsthand, your hard work for not only the South Side Flats, but for the Hilltop community as well. And I do want to say on TV, because I get a lot of emails about Grandview Park, that is technically in your district, and
yes,
you are working on the park, the playground already. There's already plans, you're already doing it. So for anybody who's concerned or anything, know that your councilman is already addressing those issues. So I just want to
thanks, Madam President. I appreciate your kind words.
Thank you. Any other members? No other members? Then can I have a motion to excuse the absent members, approve the minutes, and adjourn the meeting?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Meeting adjourned. Thank you, everyone.